Lake Hillier is a pink-colored lake on Middle Island, the largest of the islands that make up the Richat archipelago off the coast of Esperance. From above the lake appears a solid pink bubble gum. The vibrant color is permanent, and does not alter when the water is taken in a container. The source of the pink color is considered to be due to the presence of the organism Dinaliella salina. The lake is about 600 meters in length by about 250 meters in width, and is surrounded by a rim of sand and dense woodland of papabark and eucalyptus trees. A narrow strip of sand dunes covered by vegetation separates it from the blue Southern Ocean. No one fully knows why the lake is pink. Scientists speculate that the color comes from a dye created by bacteria that lives in the salt crusts. Despite the high salt content levels, Lake Hillier is safe to swim in. However, there are very few ways to reach Lake Hillier. Helicopter is one of the most common methods of travel. The Great Blue Hole Belize is a large submarine sinkhole off the coast of Belize. It lies near the center of Lighthouse Reef, a small atoll 70 kilometers from the mainland in Belize City. The hole is circular in shape, over 300 meters across and 125 meters deep. It was the deepest, deep blue hole imaginable, a chasm that fell away deep into the sea. It had been forged out of a solid rock as caverns, hundreds of thousands of years ago during the last ice age. For eons, water filtered through the rock and into these great stone cathedrals, breeding multicolored stalactites and stalagmites. Then, one by one they collapsed in on each other, creating a chasm 400 feet deep. As Earth's swollen polar ice caps receded, the warm Caribbean Ocean swept in to fill the chasm with boiling white hands. The last rays of sunlight struck the chasm's floor. Then, as the limestone broke down, it began to rain tiny fragments of rock, which slowly began to fill the Great Blue Hole. Tianzi Mountain is located in Zhangye in the Hunan province of China, close to the Suoxi Valley. It is named after the farmer Xiang Dikan of the Danxia ethnic group, who led a successful local farmers' revolt and called himself Tianzi. This means, son of heaven, and is the traditional epithet of the Chinese emperor. These mountains cover an area of 67 square kilometers, providing a breathtaking view of peaks which rises like a pillar throughout the area. At the highest peak about 4,140 feet. Tianzi Mountain provides stunning views of peaks, which rise one after another. It is known as the monarch of the peak forest. At the top of the mountain, visitors can see the full extent of the Willingyuan scenic area. Beautiful scenes of the mountain greet visitors in different seasons. There are four wonders: the sea of clouds, the radiance of the moonlight, rays of sunshine, and the snow in winter. The Richat structure, also known as the Eye of the Sahara or Blue Eye of Africa, is a prominent geological circular feature in the Sahara Desert in Mauritania near Wadain. It is nearly 50 kilometers across and very visible from space. Initially interpreted as an asteroid impact structure because of its high degree of circularity, and then as a structure formed by a volcanic eruption that also seems improbable because of the lack of a dome of igneous or volcanic rock, it is now argued to be a highly symmetrical and deeply eroded geologic dome that collapsed. So it is now thought by many to have been caused by uplifted rock sculpted by erosion. But the fact that the rings are equidistant to the center and that the Richat structure is nearly circular remains a mystery. This structure is a deeply eroded, slightly elliptical, 40 kilometers in diameter dome. Giant Crystal Cave is located at a depth of 120 meters, which was discovered in 2000 by miners excavating a new tunnel for the Industrias Pinoles mining company located in Naica, Mexico. While drilling through the Naica fault, which they were concerned would flood the mine. The mining complex in Naica contains substantial deposits of silver, zinc, and lead. The Cave of Crystals is a horseshoe-shaped cavity in limestone. Its floor is covered with perfectly faceted crystalline blocks. Huge crystal beams jut out from both the blocks and the floor. The caves are accessible today because the mining companies' pumping operations keep them clear of water. If the pumping were stopped, the caves would again be submerged in water. The crystals deteriorate in air, so the Naica project is attempting to visually document the crystals before they deteriorate further. Mount Roraima, also known as Tepuy Roraima, Cerro Roraima, and Monte Roraima, is the highest of the Pacaraima chain of Tepuy plateaus in South America. Mount Roraima is 9 miles long, with cliffs rising 400 meters. The mountain also serves as the triple border point of Venezuela, Brazil, and Guyana. The tabletop of the mountain is considered to be the oldest geological formations on Earth, dating back to some 2 billion years ago in the Precambrian. It is submerged in the clouds most of the year. On the top of the mountain it rains almost every day, washing away most of the nutrients for plants to grow and creating a unique landscape on the bare sandstone surface. The Danxia landform is a consist of a red bed characterized by steep cliffs. This amazing colors is a real landscape located at Zhangye Danxia Landform Geological Park in Gansu Province, a remote region in northern central China. It took 24 million years of painstakingly laying down mineral deposits to form these rocks. Over time these weighty layers were compressed into rock by uplifted continental crust that has been faulted and eroded, exposing large scarps of layered rock, red in color. The rock forms in color from deep red to yellow and green, the highly contrasting bands of color glowing most intensely after rainfall. As the setting sun casts golden rays and a lacework of shadows across the landscape, the visual effect becomes even more stunning. Enchanted Well, better known as Poco Encantado, is located in the Chapada Diamantina National Park in Bahia State. This giant sunken pool is 120 feet deep. The water is so transparent the rocks and ancient tree trunks are visible on the bottom. When the sun is just right, light comes through a crevice and creates a blue reflection on the water. At certain times of day between May and September, the sunlight will fall in through a crevasse, creating a unique azure scene with a spectacular effect in the darkness of the cave. This effect also occurs on full moon nights. You have the identical exquisite scene under the moonlight in the darkness of the cave. This has to be one of the most exotic place on Earth. The Giant's Causeway is the most popular tourist attraction of Northern Ireland, and consists of 40,000 interlocking basalt columns that are a result of a volcanic eruption. Beginning at the cliff's foot, the columns form stepping stones that disappear into the sea. The majority are hexagonal in shape. Some of the columns have 4 or 7 sides. Weathering of the rock formation has also created circular structures, which the locals call giant's eyes. Many of the columns fit together so closely that it is impossible to insert a knife blade between them. When viewed from above, the causeway looks like a man-made structure. A local legend says that the Giant's Causeway was built by Finn McCool, a magical giant. One of the rock formations resembles a giant boot. Lake Baikal is a rift lake in the south of the Russian region of Siberia, between the Irkutsk Oblast to the northwest and the Buryat Republic to the southeast. Lake Baikal is the largest freshwater lake in the world, containing roughly 20% of the world's unfrozen surface fresh water, and has a depth of 1,642 meters. It is also the world's oldest lake at 25 million years. It is the 7th largest lake in the world by surface area, with 24,000 cubic kilometers of fresh water. It contains more water than all the Great Lakes combined. The water of Lake Baikal is renowned for being some of the clearest in the world. When the lake freezes during the winter, an amazing phenomena takes place. Large shards of transparent ice form on the surface of the lake, giving the amazing appearance of turquoise ice.